SuperCycle, super friendship. We have a lot of concurrent bubble narratives going on in the cryptocurrency land. We have the MemeCoin SuperCycle. We have the StableCoin SuperCycle. We've got the Bitcoin Treasury Bubble. We have the crypto IPO Bubble, initial poop offering, where they offer poop tokens known as shares to stock market copers who are too lazy to go and sign up to a crypto exchange and actually learn it. So they will be effectively dumped on and they will enjoy it. Enjoy eating all this fecal matter, okay? So we've also got a lot of things to go through, friends, because StableCoin SuperCycle is the most unique one, okay? We've seen MemeCoin SuperCycle last year. We get it now. Memes, you know, a lot of people think they're just grifts. They're not really, okay? It's just, yeah, digital book clubs, memes, cults, religions, we get that, okay? The crypto IPO bubble is stocks, pretty much for crypto companies like Coinbase, Kraken, Gemini. Then they don't allow you and I into that dog shit, okay? Tether as well, Circle, right? They just allow insiders in. Remember, there was a guy who came out, he called out Circle and their founder, Jeremy Bughead, because he literally looks like a giant bug. Remember, I got to show you, friends, okay? You do not trust anybody on this earth who literally looks like a bug, okay? Bug eyes, bug head. He has the head of a caterpillar. You want to pat him. You want to let him crawl on your finger. You want to gently put him down next to the leaf. Maybe he'll turn into a butterfly. He's a bug, okay? They don't let you and me in. They let BlackRock in. They gave BlackRock 10% IPO allocation to Circle. Why didn't you let me in? Why didn't you let the guy with the Pikachu hat in, huh? You telling me my nipples aren't raw enough for you? Oh, they're raw. Go to your local pharmacy, try to get Band-Aids. You won't find them. StableCoin SuperCycle. ChainLink also participates in it. StableCoin SuperCycle is the most unique, friends. Because look, you have to trust me on this one, okay? Or just you'll learn next cycle. I've noticed the things that pump the hardest are the things that seem off or boring or weird the most when you first look at them. When you're like, oh, I don't see any fantastical upside to that thing, okay? If that thing is mildly going the other way, it rockets. All right. Stable coins fit the picture because stable coins, you know, what do you think? Stable, boring, $1, can't pump. Okay. What about if there was an unstable coin that could become a stable coin? Sergey Nazarov. Stablecoin regulation in the US will kick off a wave of new stablecoins in the US and all over the world. They will all need proof of reserves and cross-chain connectivity to be used as a source of payment for the growing digital ass economy and tokenized funds. ChainLink is the only platform that provides proof of reserves and cross-chain connectivity. So ChainLink, friends, remember ChainLink, you know, if it hits 160 bucks, that's about 100 billion market cap. It's about a 10x-ish away from that, you know, 10 to 12x, which is all right, okay? You know, Oracles were cycle 1 last season. 2020, 2021. Now they're in cycle 2. So they're good for one last pump. Everything's becoming tokenized, real world assets. Okay, so we got to understand every part of the risk curve if you want to play this. Just like, friends, if you're bullish on crypto, you can come in and just buy Bitcoin. Yeah, but you're not getting a 10x. We know that, right? And everybody in Bitcoin, they're pretty much pricing in effectively like a $500,000 Bitcoin in their head already. I mean, like, look, I hope this doesn't happen, but it is possible Bitcoin literally just stops at like 160K. I hope it doesn't, but it is possible, right? If you want to go further down the risk curve, you can get Ethereum, you can get Solana, you know, there's different ways to bet on crypto. And then you can go into like sexy altcoins, right? Even sexier ones. So look, all of these Chainlink capabilities can be then easily configured, deployed and managed in one piece of workflow code on the CRE, the Chainlink Rect entity, which is pretty much all of us. We're all Chainlink Rect. So tokenization, real world assets, all of these are the themes coming in. And look at this, friends. Senator Bill Hagerty, all right? says passing crypto stablecoin legislation will propel America's payment system into the 21st century. So this type of language, it's generic old white dude, could be in like one of those double fake skin suits, you know, general words, but think about it. They're talking stablecoins. They're talking stablecoins. They're funneling stablecoins. They're writing in the bills for the stablecoins. JP Morgan, friends, they just filed for the JPDM. The JP Morgan dogshit dollar. They literally filed for it. It's happening. Okay. Stablecoin SuperCycle is happening. There's not many ways to participate on it. There are a few though. Okay. Stablecoin SuperCycle. That's why, friends, I don't know if pDAI is gonna be the thing. Okay. I'm just telling you, it went to zero. Look, it went to zero twice. I'm a price action trader, bro. Okay. You send something to zero twice, it comes back for the third time. Get me on that horse. Get me on that horse. And look, yeah, after the first time it went to zero, I went on the horse. Yeah, so then it went to zero again. So effectively, and by the way, I'm saying this in a very family-friendly, adults-only way, okay? If something went to zero once and then came back, and that makes you like aggressive size in it, exposure, well, what happens if it went to zero twice and came back? Does that theoretically mean one would up their exposure? That's exactly what I have. Actually, I know a lot of people have. Probably a lot of you have, actually. So I know you may be nervous about it, but it's look, man, this is actually, you want to be great at this game, this is what you got to do. Yeah. See, friends, a lot of people, right, when they come into markets, they come to trading, they get destroyed. They buy someone's indicator, they get wrecked. They buy someone's like copy trading thing, they go get wrecked. They try to make a bot, they buy a bot, they get wrecked. Why? The market conditions change because the bot is literally just a bot. It takes every single trade, okay? But actually, how to win is knowing or filtering out in some sort of system the bad stuff, yeah? So like, for example, okay, you would like to court a lady and make her your wife, yeah? You can't just go and grab the first one you see. What if you're dealing with a lady of the night? What if you're like dude number 485 for the week? Do you see what I mean? Same thing for a girl. If a girl's trying to get, you know, maybe a girl wants to have bears with someone in the future, you can't just go with every single dude that comes your way. You need a filtering process. Okay, it's the same thing with markets and trading and investing, you know? We have context here. Crypto, cults, memes, religions. We have all these context, fundamental driving forces. We know where they are in the business cycle. Then we have stablecoin, SuperCycle, fundamental thesis. Then you have the price action showing you this thing went to zero once, then twice and came back. So each of those things, you're getting information asymmetry. You're like learning and you're watching all these. That's a totally different trade profile than say buying Bitcoin at 100K or buying Stellar. You get it? Or even buying a JPEG coin that's like on page 5 of Pump Fun. You see? So as I'm seeing all these are confirming my thesis even more. And if it works, you get enormous upside. Thank you to Ashan for literally giving me epilepsy right here. Okay, but when will they admit Satoshi was a coconut intelligence agency or another government group? We built the financial rails for them. It's very interesting. You know, I've been hearing about that. Maybe it was involved. Man, it's kind of sad though. Like, I heard that long time ago. I can't help but wonder if that's true. I can't help because like they just walked in. They walked in, man. Like, who did we build the system for? Like, if you didn't know any better, you'd think, oh wow, you guys built the system for the CBDC controllers. Max Kaiser saying Bitcoin's the way, the truth, the light. Gets into the Tether ICO. Bitcoin Magazine invites Tether CEO to pretty much install the CBDC and just talk to everybody. And basically just go give a golden shower and ejaculate all over Bitcoin Max's faces. Yeah, it's pretty much all happening, right? Friends, you've seen, okay, okay, I've told you thousands of times, friends, when the government doesn't want you to learn about something, they kill them or they discredit them. Bob Lazar, they deleted all his records. Phoebe Boss, I made an entire video on him, okay? An entire video on him. I can't even play this here. They might come for me, all right? You know what he said in here? He literally admits a lot of things. He admitted that, I think he admitted the Jenga Towers 2001 was an inside job. And by the way, he was an official of one of your states in America. He was like an actual boss of one of your like Congress government agencies. He also revealed Mossad, that's Israel's Kia, and the actual Kia, America, they set up orgy, sex party, honeypot traps for US politicians. So they'd host them, they'd pay girls, and they just record the politician. And then when they're done, they go, hey, you know, we know you were with Stacy 2 weeks ago. So you're going to accept this $8,000 payment and you're going to tell us, you're going to do exactly what we tell you to do. There you go. Everybody's honeypotted, you know? Another thing they will do is they would out secretly homosexual government dudes as well. So you see, friends, like there's a distinction, man. It's weird. They just come in and they're like, oh, crypto, the way, the truth, the light. Like, StableCoin SuperCycle just makes so much sense, man. Now we know why. It's kind of wild that we built an alternative financial system rail and no one wants to use it compared to the stablecoins. It's just, yeah, man, we just got to embrace it. Isn't it good? We had a visionary dude who may or may not have lived on top of a sandwich shop, who may or may not have seen the StableCoin SuperCycle thesis literally 4 years ago. Isn't it good? Someone wearing a Pikachu hat backwards right now was able to see StableCoin SuperCycle thesis last year. Yeah. Aren't you glad the whole crypto industry is performing fellatio on LA Vape Cabal Twink members and putting their feet in their mouths and thanking them for it and getting rinsed actively and borrowing $10,000 off their parents' credit card and then losing them in the JPEG casino? Aren't you glad? Because they are not looking at our bags. So if they were, we would be repriced higher, but you would never have been let in. So the good thing is they're not looking, but they will come later on. They'll be coming all right. All right? And it'll be by themselves in a hotel room because they like what they see. Right? Enjoying their wife's boyfriend. That's the average Solana user, okay? BitMEX co-founder Arthur Hayes calls Circle's IPO the start of StableCoin mania bubble. So these are traditional hallmarks of like every single financial bubble we've ever seen. Like, if this works out, it's the most transparent thing. But I don't know if it's just super easy or because I'm here literally 18 hours a day and I literally have just had infinite time to become the biggest student of history and learn about these, okay? You have the excessive leverage. You've got the Bitcoin Messiah, Michael Saylor. You're going to have the financial alchemy part. You're going to have eventually, see, Michael Saylor's not in the dangerous leverage part yet. He's not in the dangerous. Trust me, there will be a line he crosses and I will tell you, okay, it's now officially super red hot dangerous. There will be a line to cross. I don't know what that cross is going to be. It's going to come there, okay? He's starting the Ponzi stuff, strike and stride and strike. He's starting them, the 10% Ponzi yield garbage. They've started, okay? So technically it's a bit hot, but his average price around Bitcoin is still at 70K. You'll see. You'll see, friends. And what ends up happening is what the most dangerous part is, okay? When you mix someone who's smart with no off button, God help us all. That's all I'm saying. Yeah? Because they basically spin psyops in their head. They go, oh, it's okay for me to just literally put my foot on the accelerator and never let go because this thing's going to $13 million. You know, I'm not even exaggerating. That's his Bitcoin target. Arthur Gaze translates to my StableCoin SuperCycle thesis. Arthur said most new issuers will be overvalued and doomed without distribution via crypto exchanges, banks, or social media giants. We deserve a big bubble mania for our altcoin bear market that's lasted over 4 years. So everyone's looking for some sort of access to stablecoins, meme coins, and everything in crypto. We are really catering for everyone. So on one hand, everyone's got anxiety. On the other hand, we have there's too many fundamental driving factors that say we got to keep going. AI is literally improving by the week. It's insane. AI is improving. AI bubble mania. Trump's in crypto, releasing his own Bitcoin Ethereum ETF. Trump released his own stablecoin, USD1. It's just like there is no stone left unturned here. Yeah, so it can only end one way, right? It has to suck everybody in Okay. It's got to go full Bonnie Blue. Sucking a golf ball through a hose. That's the only way it ends. Like who's going to stop this? You know, it's an interesting part, just so you know this, friends. You know when there's bubbles and manias, you know the governments can't actually stop it. And they don't actually stop it. What stops it is the bubble itself. Yeah, they can't actually stop it. It just runs out of buyers, you know. It's just only in the aftermath, people look and blame everything. It's actually not the government. So here's the thing though. We don't even have a government trying to stop crypto at like any part of the world at all. It makes you wonder, man. Like, are we really going to stop before 10 trillion market cap crypto? I don't know, but like man, if crypto could rally in 2017 when the government was just trying to ban it everywhere, like surely we should do some friendship pumps if they're all accepting it, you know? But don't let that, you know, try to obfuscate anything. We're still waiting for all that exotic top signals. I would love a crypto index on the NASDAQ. My gosh, we would love that. $1 billion public ICO raise, more exotic top signals. Tai Lopez returns. Jim Cramer comes. They ban people from owning stocks. Congress from owning stocks. Coinbase App Store #1 ranking. These are all my exotic top signals, right? I'll make updates and stuff for you. There also could be, friends, we want to see MicroStrategy's NAV premium. So the Bitcoin on MicroStrategy's balance sheet, it's trading at 70% above the Bitcoin value. So it's 170K. So if you buy MicroStrategy, you're a hotel cocktail enjoyer because you're buying a $170,000 Bitcoin. Yeah. When it's literally just $100,000 anyway, because it's trading at a 70% premium. So maybe towards the end of the cycle, that becomes zero. It becomes actually equal to it. And that might mark the like final 2 to 3 months of what happens. Because that's what happens with the gay scale, GBTC. Okay. So we're not going to lock into or cementify ourselves in any of these concrete signals. Right? We're not going to, but like, it's more of a theme out here. So, and to be honest, I trust those things more than any of anyone's indicators. Because just to let you know, in 2021, only 1 out of 30 indicators said it was the top. Yeah, 1. And it was the pi cycle. Only 1 out of 30, man. So that's something to think about, okay? And if you go check all the indicators here, Rainbow, the other blue nipple dog shit, all your other scam fraudsters who basically ruined all of us with your garbage overestimations last cycle. Just to let you know, they go back to the data and they toggle their thresholds. So I went and saw what their readings were for last cycle. I go, hey, you didn't tell us to sell last cycle. I was watching your indicator. You had it much higher. So now they've gone back and they've edited it. Okay, so what they're doing is they're accounting for diminishing gains in the previous cycles. They're just moving it down. So you can't rely on any of them. And it makes sense, though, because people involved in this blockchain chode analysis stuff, they're not forward thinking. They're backwards looking. They're like, oh, I want 15,000 confirmations. You know what I mean? Like, they're the dudes who they kind of like, they can't let a girl go home without saying I love you 18 times and giving her a love heart emoji. You know what I mean? Like, they go, confirm, confirm, confirm. They got to just keep confirming everything. Like, we're looking for the future here. So we're looking for these esoteric top signal stuff out here, right? So don't forget, friends, StableCoin SuperCycle, it's a unique narrative running. I don't know how it's all going to play out, but I'll tell you right now, if it plays out well, it's asymmetric upside, which means you got to be long, you got to be holding strong, and you got to believe. Like, subscribe, belly button, all. Catch you in the next one.